Micky, you've had time to assess the results of Guiseley at the weekend. Some fans say it felt like a defeat, but a punch in the bud nevertheless.
Well, you don't get a point for a defeat, so it can't do. Of course we go along to every game that we play in, there's no doubt about that, and try and win it. We try and be positive and go and try and win every game. We tried everything we could to win it. The reasons that I gave at the end of the game are pretty accurate. As a manager, you try and help to create opportunities for us to get into good positions and then deliver good balls into the box, whatever a good ball is, and then be getting on the end of them. At the minute, we're doing a lot of things right, but we're not getting the end of their crosses, and we're not scoring goals and not winning the last game. So we are well aware of that. We're not trying to kid anybody on, but me as a manager, I've got to take a step back because I watch game after game after game. I study my craft. I know where exactly we need to get better at, and I've got every confidence in all of us, and I say all of us because we're all in this together, that we'll start scoring goals.
Talk to Liam Ryder earlier on. He said there was 50 successful crosses into the box at the Tuesday night. That's pretty impressive, to be fair.
Yeah, that's well. We are generally quite high, and if you compare us to your favourite team, whoever that may be, I would expect that we would be considerably higher. So what that says is we are getting the balls into the box, but we don't just say, "Oh, we're getting the balls into the box." We have to get what we would consider good balls into the box, and to enable not just front men, to enable people who are getting into the box, midfield players, attackers, wide men, defenders, whoever, to have that desperation it's got to be, because that's what strikers are, or people in 18-yard box have to be. You have to be more desperate than defenders to get on the end of it and go and get us a goal.
I think people need to remember too, this time last year Lincoln played 4 games and they had 4 points as well at this point last season, so it's possible, and it is too early to start making big predictions, isn't it?
Yeah, it's miles too early, but we are professionals here and perfectionists, if there is such thing as perfection. We want to improve, we want to get better. We're not trying to say anything other than we believe that we should go into every game and win it. And when we're not, we'll comb over the reasons why we're not, and we'll try and fix that in training. But it's a continual thing here. We practice the same things all the time, and again we were out this morning doing the things that were necessary to give us a better chance of scoring, getting on the end of crosses and delivering better crosses. But there's an awful lot right, it's got to be said. There's an awful lot of people playing very, very well, but listen, you're judged on results and winning games, and we're fully aware we need to be scoring goals and winning games.
A long trip to Eastleigh next. They've had a pretty similar start to Tranmere, but it's never a good place to go. But we've got a good record down there.
We've got a good record most places because we go there and try and win. Eastleigh will be no different. We'll go down there, and if we're good at the things that we're speaking about, then we will be fine. The rest of it hopefully take care of itself. But I'm fair to us as a group as well as keep on banging on about just the result. There is an awful lot that they are doing very, very, very well, and people need to look at the overall picture. I know that the end result is the main thing, but it's not always the best gauge of a performance of everybody. So we'll go down there and we'll expect to play well and expect to win, like we go into every game, and we'll go down there and get prepared properly.
James Noah was back for selection on the weekend. Is he going to be straight into a big player for the club?
Well, we have our ideas of what we want to do. They're all big players for the club. There's no one bigger than anybody else. That's why they were all brought here. So we believe that that's what we need to do in order to give us an opportunity to try and win the game. Then we will do that, and then we'll hopefully get the decisions right, and hopefully we'll get a result.
Any knocks ahead of the game the weekend?
No, I think we're okay. Just the normal stuff that you get playing football. So nothing that should should count anybody out.
I know Tranmere don't have to really stick to the transfer window that the rest of the Football League do, but we're looking to bolster the squad anytime soon.
I think I've told you before, we are where we are now. We have hit the budget ceiling, if you like. We will not be doing anything else now. We are where we are. We've done what we believe we have to do to put this group together with what we have, and we think that we've done that, but there'll be nothing else happening now. We'll just work hard on making the group keep moving forward.
Does that include transfers going out?
Well, if something comes along and we think that it's good for all parties and it freezes up a bit of budget, but it has to suit us, and obviously the player, then we would look at it, but we have no need to be moving any of our players on. But if it fits like it always has to fit, then we'd look at trying to do that.
You talk about wanting the strikers to show that desperation.
Not just the strikers.
All players to show that desperation.
Yeah, but it's important that we don't just start speaking about strikers. Everybody has a responsibility to score a goal, whether that be from a set play, whether that be from the edge of the box. Midfield players can get in the box. It is incredible the amount of balls that we get in the box. So when we're getting that amount in there, everybody who's detailed to do their jobs and has a responsibility to get in the box has to go in there with optimism and desire to want to score as a goal. That's the same for every team from the very top end of Europe to the very bottom end. You have to go into that box where it counts and have the desire to want to score as a goal. But it's not just what we would call a number 9 if anybody plays with him anymore. It's everybody's responsibility to try and chip in.
Is it also down to maybe anticipation of the ball coming in, maybe sharpness
all of that,
as well?
All of that, not and just pure old-fashioned desire. Just pure old-fashioned desire. There's one thing a striker can do, there's one thing an attacking team can do in an 18-yard box that defenders can't do, and that's the attacking team can gamble and they can make runs. Defenders can't do that, so you have the advantage of that in an 18-yard box. You can run wherever you want and it won't be called a bad run as such. So use that advantage that you have in an 18-yard box, is what we say to everybody, and try and get in the end of things.
Do you think maybe only the 3 pre-season games has maybe had something to do with the slow start?
No, a slow start. We've had 3 results out of 4 games. Lost 2 goals, so we're well below losing 1 goal a game. Had plenty of chances to get ourselves in front in games which would have been massive to us. We played very, very well at everything else probably, but put the ball in the net, defended well. So no excuses. We just have to score more goals. We have to get on the end of things, and like we'll keep going over about, be aggressive about it. It's the hardest thing to do in football, isn't it, to score goals, but that's how you win games of football.
You talked a little bit about injuries there. How far away are we from seeing a Ben Tollett or a James Wallace back in action?
And Jake Kirby, still considerable time yet, but they're certainly moving along, but we're not expecting them to see them for a while yet.
Don Norbin and McAvely played on Tuesday. Are you happy with how they're settling into the club as well as the other new signings?
I thought Norbin was the best player on the pitch. I think he's a fantastic player. It's a real joy to watch him play. McAvely, the strengths that he brings to the group, the calmness that he has with the football, he helps us to work some control from the back because he is so good with the ball, and his delivery into players ahead of the ball is second to none, really. There's areas that we all want to improve in, not just they two, everybody, but certainly we're pleased with them and want to keep improving with them.
Yeah. James Alaby was fairly prolific last season at Chester. Are you planning on giving him more game time to see if he can do the same at Tranmere?
Well, that's why he's here. He's here to play. If we believe that, as we said many times, he's the player that we think can cause a difference, he'll play. We have a strong squad here. There's a good, healthy competition for places. You have to go in and make sure that you do the job that you're asked to do and do it well. We're still learning in order to play with James. And he's learning now with a team that has a lot of possession. It's different. We have a lot of possession here. We have a lot of packed defences, which, with all due respect to where he maybe has been before, it's not been quite like that. So it's about adapting and adjusting and becoming a Tranmere player, because we have different problems that we come up against every week to maybe his previous clubs. So but we're working hard and getting him good at that.
And you've been talking about players gambling and taking chances, and there's a few new players around, including Alabi. Do you feel that there's an understanding beginning to improve between all the new faces, like knowing when to gamble, knowing when there's a good challenge and when this is going to be a good gamble, when that run is going to be a good one to move? And do you feel you've seen more signs of that in training as well, that they're moving towards getting stronger, because you got your signings in quite early as well?
I think sometimes we complicate that. I mean, football's football. And if you came here as a striker, you've obviously been a striker before, or you've been a guy who gets in the 18-yard box before. You know that you have to be aggressive in your movement in 18-yard boxes. I think what they will learn as they go along is people like Wrighthouse's delivery at times is second to none. So you would know as you go along maybe where he generally puts his delivery. I think that's what we'll learn as we go along. But we're not looking for any excuses. We're working hard all the time when we're finishing, and we know that we just need to put a dot at the end of the sentence. Now we're getting everything right up to the very end. We just have to finish these moves off, but there's no doubt that they will. There's absolutely no doubt we'll be having a different conversation very, very soon. And I'll remind you of it.